Welcome back, Bladers, to another set of the week, and this time I'm going to go through Uuurgh. Okay, so if you couldn't guess, I was trying to do a zombie. So this set has to do with zombies, of course, and we're going to go through it. Before we go through that, most of them do have this similar effect, ongoing undead. When this card comes into play, you may put a cell marker on it. If it would be flipped by an opponent's effect, remove the cell marker on it instead. So it's about staying, I guess, alive on your tableau as much as possible. So some of these cards will either reward you for staying alive in your tableau, or it will get you some benefits of keeping cards on your tableau. So anyway, let's move on to the very first card. First card is Jazz, or Just Another Zombie. Has the undead effect, which I already mentioned, and then an ongoing at the start of each turn. Each of your turns gain 4 RP. Not a bad card. Again, this is going to be an expansion card, so very cheap. At the most, you want to play at the beginning, and you'll be gaining 20 RP for that. And since it does have the undead effect, it will perhaps stay just a little longer onto your tableau, and the summon's really going to go after you. But for the most part, it doesn't seem it's going to be that way, since it is going to give you small points. Those points does add up, and a card that gives you 20 RP is not too bad, especially one that comes from an expansion pack. Okay, so we have our next card. Necro Virus has the ongoing effect. Your deck box, your accessories, and all your singles have reaction. Prevent one of your other cards from being flipped by another effect of an opponent controls, and gain 4 RP. So, just to examine this, I think for a card that's helped this give you anything that's going to prevent you from flipping any other card, is pretty good, especially you're going to combo with the card that already has something to do with maybe even flipping, so you can get a flip effect right away. And this is a reaction to an opponent's effect, so it may not happen, but maybe it's a good thing you might happen in there, and you get 4 RP at the end of that. The card itself can also do this, and but it doesn't have the ongoing effect, but I guess it's something that's there to help you not have your cards to be flipped if you don't want to. Prison Head is the next card, and it has the undead ongoing effect, plus it has another ongoing effect. Each time a card is flipped, put a +1 token on this card and gain 3 RP. Not a bad card if you're going for clashing. I think this card is going to be great if you're going to play at the beginning, as it can build and build up. You'll be playing cards that you either have actions in there that will be flipped, or even having a means to flip those other cards, building up this card, and it'll have a pretty good, decent clasher in there. Next up, we have the 5-star Sandwich, and it has the next effect. When your next card has undead ongoing, in that case, and it does have the other ongoing effect. Whenever the card is prevented from being flipped, gain 4 RP. Pretty nice. It does have a next effect. The next effects are always rare in this game. It's not totally. It's kind of spread out in the game. So that's one of the ones that have that rare next effect in there. Not too bad of a card, I would say, since it does prevent, and I believe the prevention is going to be for the opponent's cards as well. So if they're being prevented being flipped, I guess you get the RP for that card. And finally, we have our super rare, which is Lord Roxor. Has the ongoing undead effect, and also has the score effect. Reveal a face down card in your tableau and copy its score effect. This effect cannot be copied. Now this one's a little different, I would play. It's more of a support, something that you keep in your hand that you don't really want to play unless you really need to. So this is more of a bench card, and that if something bad happens to another good scoring card, you can resurrect that scoring effect up, and then everything will be mostly happy. And now we reach the deck of the set, which is the Deck of the Dead. Has the effect, all your cards without undead gain undead. And then has the ongoing, when you discard a cell marker from a card, gain 8 RP. Now, if you can do this with all your cards, that's 8 times 6, that's going to be 48, which is really good for an expansion set. But you cannot rely on your opponents to give you an effect that will flip your cards. I mean, there'll be some effects in there, and flipping your cards is not going to be completely reliable, so you might have like just open cards in there. So, but you can try to build your deck in the way that if they flip, that's points for you, or if they don't flip, that's points for you also. So that's the strategy I would use for that card. And it's not too bad, 48 points. If some cards are flipped or not flipped, it's not the end of the world. You still get enough points from that card. And let's talk about the synergy of the set. First of all, the Necro Virus, and I think the 5-star sandwich does have a little bit of a combo you can do. Once if you're trying to flip a card, or if someone's trying to flip a card down, you can prevent it with another card. That card would be prevented. You get 4 RP for the card that you're trying to flip, and you get 4 RP for the card you're trying to prevent to flip. So 8 RP. Then you can probably do that maybe 2 or 3 times in the game. Of course, you can't always rely on your opponents trying to flipping your cards. The other one is, I think the best card for the set is going to be the 5-star Jill sandwich. Yes, I know, I understand the reference where it comes from, but for this one, I think it does stack with the effects in there. And please comment if I'm wrong there, but if it does stack, that'd be really cool because you can get 2 cell markers onto a card, thus preventing it even twice in there. So if you know your opponents are going to play cards that are really going to press you down with flipping, yeah, it's a nice way to just put it down there and try to hopefully those cards don't get flipped. Now talking about the versatility of the set, cards that work with this particular set, I would say Lord Roxor with these 2 cards. First, the Monolith of Atabarachnias. That's a really good one if you only have Lord Roxor onto it, because the Monolith says score, gain 35 RP if this is the only face-up card in your tableau. So if Lord Roxor is on your tableau only, then you get that. And then Lamberduck, also paired with him, has another scoring effect if it's face down. If this is the highest star card in your tableau, gain 20 RP. So again, same works the same way. So you can find one of those. Lamberduck is going to fall into the newer expansion, which is in Collusion. So that's where you can find Lamberduck. The Monolith is already with the base set. And the other card, and since we're talking about cards not being flipped, 5-star sandwich with Stage Magician. This is a good combo because if that card's gonna be flipped, it's gonna be flipped. You gain RP for the Stage Magician, which is 12. You have to remove a star, and you also have to get the RP from the 5-star sandwich as well. So in total, you can get 16 RP if that card is being prevented from being flipped. And now moving on to compatibilities, other sets that work with this set. So you're going to, there's different strategies you can work with this set. So you can do the score, ongoing, and top cards in there. I would say if you're going for flips like No Man's Land, you can have cards that help prevent flip, or for example, if you can team up with Necro Virus for that, so it will prevent your cards, and you also flip those cards, so you can get those effects in there. Scoring effects, we got, and ways to also prevent flipping. Fantasy Finale has a card in there. You got Millennium Masters. Super Zero is a cool one too. It has the hero reaction effect when a single is in another player's tableau would be flipped by an effect. You may flip this card instead. And so since it's going to be flipping, you have the 5-star sandwich in there, you will get the RP for that. And a few more cards from Dex Rex Machina. From set rotation, you have Index will prevent you flip, but also copies that flip effect. And you can also put in from Carte Hiaris, the especially tiny card, which has the flip effect. Copy the flip effect of another card in your tableau. So a lot of cards are doing flipping in there, and then that can flip, and then you can just combo off with another one that has a flip effect for that. And so that was, whoa, it's a pretty neat set, I would have to say. One, I would say that I call it a defensive set in there, that it doesn't do much, but it does a lot for supporting other cards. Again, it's supporting set, defensive set, where you're trying to block some of the effects of your opponent, especially if they're going to flip your cards. So that is it for this set. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this set, some of your favorite cards in here, and some combos that you might have figured out. Until next time, you guys, I'm Ferdinand, and I'll see you later, Bladers.